Well, hello everyone. Welcome to a very special holiday edition of Luxurious Lounge. I'm Mark,
And I'm Michael. And this is our
and we
special
have a
guest,
very special guest with us.
I'm
Lee
Lee.
Lee Savage is here.
Yeah, Lee,
Yay.
with us, Steve Savage
Good
himself.
friend and confidant of Luxurious. Lee.
Yes. And we're gonna have a great, amazing show. We have some cool topics to talk about. But
Mhm.
before we begin, if you could like, comment, subscribe, send stars. We want to hear from you. Please hit us up. We are the most communicable people on the planet. You can hit us up, message us even when we're even on
Yes.
as we're live. You can hit us up and we'll message you too as well. We want to make sure that we have a great show and you enjoy your experience. So
Yes.
without further ado, let's
I do. I do, Mr.
yeah, I do. let's get to our show. So, Mike, where do you want to start off today?
I just want to say, first of all, happy holidays to everybody. We hope you
Yes.
guys are safe, traveling back and forth to your family or hang out with your friends, whatever. I know a lot of people have friendsmas things, so they're going to. So
Mhm.
make sure you have a good time, that you're driving safe and responsibly. And if you're driving drunk, drive real fast. Okay, don't. I'm kidding. Don't drink. Don't do any weird. Make sure you're sober and Uber and stuff you need to. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, yes.
Totally
I
agree.
think we start off. Let's just talk and catch up what's going on. Like, I know you did. You just have your company Christmas party?
Yeah. So actually, my other company that I actually work for here in the city, or near SF, basically Bay Area. We had our company party. It was very nice. It was very festive. So it's funny because every year, if you don't know, me and my brother, we kind of put threads together a little bit. We do a little thing. So
Really? This whole
so
thing?
this
So
yeah, this whole thing. So I decided, you know what, maybe I should go very demure, very, mindful, just very quiet. Just, I was like, you know what? Nah, that's not me. I'm gonna go all out. And when I tell you, when I wore my fur, and it's like everyone was like amazed. I was like, I can't believe I'm like, I think you guys are only used to seeing me as in one kind of faction when I'm working. You don't see the outside of what I do and my performance side of who I am. So they got a glimpse of that and they went insane.
I
So
see. So it's
that was
only fans. I'm kidding.
yeah, please. I mean, eventually coming in
Well, even on
2020,
his OnlyFans, he's kind of reserved. Uh,
coming in 2025. No, but no, but Mike, I also heard. Did you guys had a party today as well?
Yeah. So today was Salam Kung Fu's Christmas party, which is great. So a lot of awards were given out today, and actually one of our recipients is Mr. Lee Savage. Yay! What award you get, Lee?
um,
Do you know the
Jiao
Gar?
Jiao Gar. Yeah,
Yes.
and that's still a form that I'm learning as well.
Mhm.
But I did not expect it. I was taking a picture, and he's like, this is a person who has shown grit, and he's shown like just physical prowess inside of it, and I didn't expect it. He calls me up, and I'm like, what? But
Mhm.
now I understand why, because we had this. I don't know if you know this, Mark, but recently I was in an MMA tournament for. Yeah, I had 8 weeks of free training, and this is a lot of news that we might drop here.
Awesome.
So every Monday and Wednesday, I had to go to this MMA gym and learn how to do grappling and striking. And every Tuesday and Thursday, I go to Silam Kung Fu, right? So I had like from Monday through Thursday just straight training for this fight I was supposed to do. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to fight. And we can get into
Okay.
that later. But
Yeah.
somebody lost their life, so we weren't able to really to
Oh,
do that. It was pretty sad. But
sorry to hear that.
yeah, but to prepare for it though, I get to class one day and it's me and two other students who are amazing students, and I'm
Mhm.
literally just learning this. So he's like, "Okay, we're sparring today," and I'm thinking, "Okay, sparring one on one, I can do this." He's like, "No, it's 2-on-1." So
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
man, I was breathing pretty hard, but I don't know. I like fighting, I guess, because I was doing pretty well with it. And
Yeah.
I think that's
And
what
so,
I
so let me ask you. So in your, have you ever had previous martial arts experience before you've actually gotten into MMA or
so
into Jiao Ga, into sorry, Salam Kung Fu?
so I had kung fu when I was like 6, and it was only not even a year of it, right? So that's when you're like running around just trying to do the splits and stuff like that, right? So there's no real training towards it. It was in a little town next to us here, and like it wasn't even proper. Like he's like, don't call me Sifu Master, call me Instructor J. Like that was about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Not a
it
lot.
sounds very informal. It sounds.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
that
So I've had no training prior to it at all.
I'm sorry, what were you saying? Like I interrupt you.
We're taking a little break because we're having a little audio. So we'll be right back. Okay.
Okay.
We're back.
All right, we're back. So, what were lately? You were saying that you had some informal training, correct?
Yeah.
Younger. Cool. Awesome. So that's cool. So I know if you guys, I guess we never talked about our story in Kung Fu. Mike and I, we are our history. We actually did karate the very first time in high school. And we're actually it was in elementary school, excuse me. And in elementary school, we actually we did 4 years of it. It was okay, but it was missing like a soul to it. It was also missing flow. Whereas when we got into Kung Fu, which I will pat myself on the back for this. I was the first one to get into Kung Fu. And then I met this really good instructor. I told Mike, you have to get in with me. And we both got in and we both kind of, the one thing I can say about having a twin brother is amazing is that we both supported each other through the hardships of Kung Fu, especially like there are some things where you think you won't be able to do it. And it's like we're able to help each other through. And we eventually, 3 years later, we got into the advanced class of that school. And then we went to China and competed there with that school. So it was just amazing.
China, and we also got medals. We get medalists. We actually got medals. Came back and they wanted us to do a lot more responsibility, but unfortunately we were too busy with work to do those things. So I ended up moving to Canada, and then I found the first woman to win worlds for Kung Fu here in Canada. So I went under her tutelage, and then after that I went into yoga. She told me to work on my flexibility, and breathing. And I did that, did yoga, I became a yoga teacher. Then I got accepted to the world. So I got accepted to the Board of Martial Arts for Canada. And then Canada asked me to represent it for Worlds, and I won Worlds. So that's how
Yes.
So,
and while he was there, I ended up coming over to California. I went to California and I actually met my Sifu there, who actually his lineage is from another school in San Francisco, and I kept up with Kung Fu. Then I traveled back and forth to see my brother at his school, and I trained there and back here. So
it's great. It's great because I became a master, and then we could see Mark's training. He became a master, so now Mark's the master too. So it's great that it's came full circle, and we're so happy to be able to share with people. And today at the party was great to see all the students there. They're so excited, so enthused, and I love how they just love being around around the school, which I love.
I think the thing that I would say we bring that's a bit, I say kind of reminiscent of our old training is we bring family back to
and fun. Like you have fun. Like when you're doing anything, if it's not fun, you're not gonna want to do it, right? So we bring that comical fun side to things as you're learning, right? Which is great.
So I'll put something into that. So with the training I got from the MMA class, this is a crash course, right? So they weren't really able to give us proper training. And you guys have heard the Mike Tyson phrase, everyone has a plan until you get punched in the mouth.
It's true.
And as watching the couple of fights that we did have at that thing, there was only 2 fights really. The third fight had to get stopped halfway through because we just had to stop everything. But all of them had no training or anything before. And it was exactly it. The second the fight started, it was like all their training disappeared out of their heads and they were just swinging wildly kind of thing. So one of the things I feel like with the discipline of Silam Gung Fu was the fact that when I was sparring with your guys and versus sparring with them, go ahead, punch me in the mouth. I'm still able to have my plan, right? Because that sense of family is a sense of grounding. That sense of grounding gives you a sense of space, and it doesn't matter if you get hit or anything. You're understanding what's going on, and you're not just forgetting it, right?
I think, Lee, what you're referring to is actually the term muscle memory is what it builds. So when you're in a situation, it's second nature to you to do the next step. You're not sitting getting hit oh no, I know what to do. It's no, you have a plan.
Yeah, but I think also having camaraderie with other students so that we're learning a certain objective. It's we all forget we're all learning the same objective. It says so you make it a fight and you might just some people just trying to polarize each other, right? But if we're all knowing, okay, we're going to this fight knowing that I need to learn this and this is going to get, I'm gonna focus on. We're all focusing on getting that particular skill, which makes it different than just fighting somebody, right? Which is good, right?
So there's a huge plug. If you're in Canada, if you're in the Edmonton area, please.
Also, if you're in California, Seafood Mark is taking students. Yeah,
yes,
so he's looking for students. I'm always looking for students. So I think we should segue into our news, so top pop culture news. I think, right? So I'll let you go first. Or I want you to So if you guys don't know, what we do is we typically find some news that we probably haven't heard from each other, and Lee's going to join us with this as well. So basically, you tell the story, and then you get our natural reactions right then there. So we have not discussed what has happened beforehand. So, bro, would you like to go first?
Sure. So I'll go first. So, actually, this is a pretty cool one. I actually just recently found out that Honda and Nissan are actually talking about a merger. So they're actually considering merging their two companies together.
What are they going to be called?
Honda, Hassan, Nanda. No, but no, this will be one of the biggest mergers this will be probably one of the biggest mergers in car automotive history. Wow. I would say, like, what do you think? Before I give my opinion, Mike, what do you think? And Lee, what do you think about this?
Well, I feel like, in fact, I'll be real honest. I'll be real blunt. And this is my unpopular opinion. Y'all know I'll give these. I feel like Nissan's a lower brand, if I'm honest, and then Honda's kind of reliable. So like you.
Well, actually.
Jump the shark. You know Nissan's not that great. Come on now, Mark.
Hold on. That's a Nissan owner.
Oh, you
I can tell you because I've owned both a Honda and a Nissan, so I can tell you. To me, actually, I can both say that they're actually surprising. They're both reliable cars, even though my car actually did have a recall when I first got it, and that's a whole nother story for another day.
So let me ask you a serious question about your Nissan.
What you say?
When you slam on that gas pedal, how long does it take for you to actually get
exactly? that was the issue. That was exactly the issue.
That was the issue. That was the
issue. Yeah, where it's slow up. So, but the funny thing is that I would say with I think this is a good idea in theory because I mean you're right. Honda has a lot more reliability, and Nissan has a lot of their cars do have, even though we can say what we want about their recalls, they have a good staying power and they actually are affordable. So I think it would kind of maybe balance in that way.
So what you're saying is Nissan has a give and go. You're gonna give your car away and let it go.
Well, okay. So parts are interchangeable. I get that, right?
Yes, for sure.
Nissan, it's easy to do. Nissan does have a lot. What's because they all have luxury brands. What's the luxury brand in Nissan?
Correct.
Isn't that Lexus?
Lexus, I think Lexus, right?
Yeah, correct. No. What is it?
Are you sure
isn't it? I don't know what the luxury car is. I don't know.
Yeah, because they all have a luxury brand.
You're right. They each have a luxury brand of each side of it.
So I mean, they're obviously not going to amalgamate their luxury brand. This is
they'll probably keep it whatever
Toyota
it is.
And Subaru did with their what's it called? The Boxster. The little Boxster car,
Infinity.
Okay, Infinity's Nissan's larger brand. Yeah, so you're not going to see an Infinity, and I think with Honda's is probably Lexus, whatever. You're not going to see those mix up, right?
Oh, no.
So they're just. It's the same thing as Pontiac. Pontiac went under, and GM bought them, right? So
correct.
You can still get a Pontiac car, but they're not making any new ones.
But are we being real though? Like, how many Infinities do you see on the road?
You don't see many. I don't see many.
You'll see a lot from today on.
But again, guys, I'm in the Bay Area, so all you see is Teslas everywhere. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Isn't the new Tesla truck, the weird new Tesla truck?
Of course, there are so many here. You see,
we get a bunch. They're all
now.
They're
here now. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's funny.
Yeah. Anyway, was that you? Right.
That's it for my story. Yeah. What about your story?
I go next. Okay. So get this. A woman in the Philippines who spent almost 15 years on death row in Indonesia was nearly executed by a firing squad is finally home. Mary Jane Velos was sentenced to death in 2010 after she was found carrying 2.6 kilograms of heroin through the Indonesian airport. But the 39-year-old mother of two has always maintained that she was tricked into carrying the drugs. She flew back to Manila on Wednesday after the two governments reached a deal that allowed her to return home.
It's like spring breakers.
Yeah, but how do they trick you to?
I want you to. It's like about this. Oops, I was tricked. I didn't know I had.
Wily women charm. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
okay, I will give her this. I will give her this. Okay, so what if you got like a charming guy? You know, like Mark, like you're a charming guy, right? And you wooed her and you wowed her and you just said, okay, you know what? I just need your help. I just need you to take my bag across because I don't want to pay that extra fee. I just don't want to pay that extra fee. I just need you to check my bag and take it across in yours, and I'll come and get it later.
I mean, however, can I give my unpopular opinion on this?
100%.
Yeah.
I can tell you. I can tell you exactly what happened. If I had to guess what happened, he said, you know what? Take this bag for me. I'll take a little off the top, and if you get caught, you didn't know what happened. That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah.
She just didn't expect the death sentence.
Oh no, I got caught.
Yeah.
Oh no, I would never. The money. Money here.
So I don't got no news. But I got something for you. Let's go back to the fighting a little bit, and we'll talk about what just recently happened on Netflix.
Oh yes, that thing.
With the most ridiculous fight ever I've ever seen. When I don't know about it in the States, but over here in Canada, it crashed.
Same here.
Nobody could watch it.
Crash everywhere.
Yeah. We haven't even said it. People already know what we're talking about. The Paul and Tyson fight.
Paul and Tyson. No, I think to me it was funny because I think the funniest thing to me that came out of it when it showed Mike Tyson in the locker room and he turned around and she's full butt. Why would you do that to a 60-year-old man? That's just too much. Like, come on, y'all. That's ridiculous.
He knew what he was doing. Don't give yourself.
You have no respect for our grades. Why would you do that?
I mean, these are dreams deferred and dreams destroyed. Like, that was like every nightmare. Like, honestly, every person who grew up in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, I think all their dreams were dashed in one night.
The induction of the Paul brothers into any type of fighting, WWE or boxing, was the wreck of the entire industry.
I agree.
It lost credibility.
But the thing that I laughed at the most was the entrance, the way that they entered. You know, Tyson. But Paul had to come in on a Cadillac, a green Cadillac.
Now, here's the part that I found funny. Behind him.
Here's the part that I found funny as hell, because like he had to get told to put his glasses on because he was so stoned. But I thought it was so funny that he had his brother next to him. This reminds me of something where it's like he gets home because not a lot of people realize this. The Paul brothers are only famous and only rich because of their mother, who actually in San Francisco is the real estate queen.
Oh, I didn't
know that.
She bought them the houses. She gave them the money. This is how they got on YouTube. This is how they got crazy with it. She doesn't care. She's like, here, get out of my house and go have your own houses, right? Here's the funny thing. I guarantee you at one point, he's like, I got to go fight Tyson. She's like, okay, but take your brother with you.
Probably.
Mom, do I have to? He's got to roll in on the couch.
Mom. All right, he's ruined everything.
Yeah, you ruined everything. You can go. You can fight Tyson, but take your brother with you.
No, but did you hear that someone offered Mike Tyson? I want to say it's like $13 million or something for a rematch. He's gonna do rematch.
Yeah, because they know that they can waste him. If you look closely, they've already debunked a lot of it. It's already on the internet, like where Tyson kept fighting his gloves and stuff. He's telling Paul to put his guard up.
Interesting. Right? I know that. Huh.
He kept doing that, and Paul had to get in close and tell him, "Calm down, dude. Like you're gonna knock me out before this ends, right?" That's where Tyson then backed up and. Like I've watched Tyson's fights before. This is I don't care how old he is. He was. You look at his training versus the actual fight.
Like that was the worst I've ever seen.
It was. Honestly, he's a one-hitter quitter. Like that doesn't make sense. That doesn't happen. Yeah.
Oof. Well, we segue to the next. I guess Mark, your turn.
Oh sure. Okay. So my next one is I don't know if you guys know this, but Biden is supporting a ban on congressional stock trading. So, and the reason for this, if you don't know, is because Congress has a lot of inside information regarding what can happen with the projections of the stock. So Biden is actually thinking of making a motion to put that at a halt. So what do you guys think about that?
To put what at a halt? I'm sorry, I missed.
Questionable stock trading.
Questionable stock trading. Okay.
Inside Congress. He's thinking about having Congress not being able to.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I've got a lot to say on this.
I'll say this. I think it's important, but they shouldn't just stop at stock trading. They should also go into insider trading with anything. Absolutely with stock. Also with we call it the campaign packs. Companies paying the Congress and senators to push their laws and stuff through. Mm-hmm. All that should be cut off. I feel like if you stop all that, then you're gonna have a more fair and honest like laws that are made.
Take a look at I think it's Nancy Pelosi or something like that in the States there. Yeah. Take a look at her husband. Take a look at the stuff that he trades and why he's so successful in all of the stuff, right? If you want to follow good stock trading, just buy anything he buys. Why? Because she is the one who makes the most money. And she said it out loud too. I have made the most money out of everybody in the United States. Well, one, you don't make money. The only thing that makes money is the print. You found a way to earn it through trading insider trading. Yeah, she's not the one that does it. It's her husband that does it, right?
And she has that information.
Yes. So all of that information bleeds into him and his friends and all of that. And it just perpetuates the same cycle of all of that money in a whirlwind going through around and around in the same hands.
But isn't it the same kind of, sorry, I mean to go back, but isn't it the same as if like that kind of manipulation? It's kind of the same like when you have like a Elon Musk who buys a bunch of stock, or people always follow who's richer, what they're doing because they know that they must have an insight on what's going on.
Well, okay, here's a good way of looking at it. The same way that stocks are traded now, and there's no, I mean, as much as the legalities around it, there is no stopping these politicians or these higher executives from doing this kind of stuff because they just continue paying the money out to get rid of that, right? Take a look at cryptocurrencies, for example. One in specific called Litcoin, LTC. You take a look at the induction of LTC. What had happened is the owner of that company bought almost all of the Litcoin and then sold it at a low price, bought it back at an even lower price, and then jacked it all up.
Which makes sense.
And he did this multiple times, and people are sitting here not even catching on.
So he explained about the Hop Tula girl, the Hop Tula.
We
should have coin. We talked about it about last.
Oh yeah. Sorry, you talked about it. So you did.
So she did the same thing where everyone bought into her coin and she pulled out, right?
Yes, she sold out. Yeah.
Which is ironic that Hawk Tua would. Never mind.
She pull out.
Never mind.
We're the band. Officially banned. Officially canceled.
Grand opening, grand closing.
Exactly.
Let's talk about a scandal. Here's one, and it's only rumored. It's only skeptical at this point, and this is going to be an unpopular thing because this is the man I've loved for a long time because of the role of the man that he's played, the Wolverine, Hugh Jackman. Right?
Oh wow.
Hugh Jackman, he got his start in TV very, very young, and he married into a TV star, Deborah Furness, at a very young age too. They've got
irrelevant.
You guys know who his wife is?
I don't care. Do we care?
Ask 90% of gay men that they won't know. They won't know.
They just enjoy the Deadpool Wolverine scene. That's all it is.
We claim amnesia.
Well, they apparently split. And at first I was like, okay, 27 years of marriage. I thought they were a really strong couple for a while. And then the rumors started coming out that he was cheating on her with one of his newest co-stars. Now, the biggest thing is she wasn't even mad at him. She was mad at Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively because they allowed it to happen.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't tell her. Nobody told
friends
her
of them, right?
Yeah. Because they apparently all hung out together and everything like
that.
But
that's their business, though.
Actually, you know what? Let's do a general question here. So, what do we all think? So, if you are a couple and you're seeing your friend cheat on his wife, is it your responsibility to tell her? If you're closer to your friend, is it your responsibility to tell her?
It's you know what? That's a hard situation, and I get it from Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. They're in the spotlight. They don't want to cause a scene. And again, this is all skeptical. Nothing's come out where it's like this is the truth of it all. But I mean, let's say they weren't famous, right? Let's say they were just a couple of regular people. If I was the friend, and it's Michael here, and all of a sudden I find out that he's getting cheated on, and I'm great friends with his husband. I'm sorry, but I'm going to give the husband a chance to come true, or I'm going to tell you that I'm going to go to the husband myself. I'm going to say, listen, you're either going to man up and stop this, and then you know what, that's not my business. That's between you two.
Well, I have another take on that. Is that yes, I think it's important to be honest and help let people know, give them a heads up. However, what's to say that they don't get back together and then you're the outside? You're the outside.
So I think You have to be really mindful. If I like this, if you know it's a toxic relationship, you know for a fact they're both toxic as heck, and they're just they're gonna get together back and forth, back and forth. Whatever. Y'all don't keep telling you, but I feel like you get together, they get who's gonna be on the lower end of the stick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on the lower end of the stick. I'm gonna give all the blame. So it's like I will tell you, I'll maybe lead you and give you information, but I'm not getting about that. I'm not in it. I'm not in it.
Well, okay, I'm not gonna turn around and be like, yo, this is what's going on, and you should go talk. I'm gonna go to the cheater and I'm gonna say, one, you need to be either honest and straightforward with this, or you need to cut this off. Or I can't be a part of this friendship right now because this is destroying me and you.
That's good. That's actually pretty good to say, because then also you give the other person a chance to fix it and to make things right, which makes sense.
Yeah.
I love your cane, by the way, bro. I love your cane.
Oh, thank you.
But I think it's on you. It's your turn, right? Again, right?
Oh yes, it's my turn. So I was a one. So I don't know if you guys know this. So there's a huge building where I live in SF or close by called the Sales Tower Building Center. It is the biggest building in San Francisco, in the city. But the cool thing is it has like a little pixelated lights on the top of it. But I don't know if people know this, but excuse me, it actually does symbolize lots of meaning. For example, as the winter has the patterns of the winter solstice, it also has it'll have the different like geographical shapes to represent people on the BART station. It actually goes with the data that goes to the city. So what do you guys think about that?
That's great. Well, we got something like that here on our Epcot tower. You know what? Now I'm gonna have to look at it because to me it's just like a bunch of pixelated pictures.
You never tell where it is. I don't think it's anything important, but
now it's probably gonna be something important.
That's cool.
How'd you find that out?
I just randomly looking up data stuff and I found that information. I think it's pretty cool because I've always been curious because I've always see it driving by. I'm like, it has to mean something because it's always either different colors or it's different shapes on it, or even sometimes it looks like a figure of something or of something, or it looks like something. So I looked it up and just found it.
You know what? Now that I think about it, ours kind of has like the winter solstice kind of aurora going across it.
Aurora borealis.
That's cool.
That makes sense.
What a cool story. That's a really cool story.
Bro. Yeah, I didn't think
Here you go, bro.
Okay, my go. Okay, so at least 34 people died following one of the most intense storms ever recorded in northern Mozambique. The country National Institution of Risk and Disaster Management has said. Cyclone Cheeto made landfall in Mozambique on Sunday after wreaking havoc in the Indian Ocean territory of Mayotte. Hundreds of few are dead in Mayotte. Wow. What do you think about this?
I think it's really sad. Like that sounds devastating. And also, I guess on a side note, I mean, not to be funny, but why is it called Cheeto?
Cheeto,
Cheeto.
CHIO.
Cheeto, like dough.
Cheeto. It's a very African name. Name.
Cheeto. Well, yeah, it's like okay. So yeah, I think it's really sad. Like, I mean, I think also we're gonna see a lot of natural disasters because of
it could be
our climate change. Not just that, it's funny because we recently here in California, which is unheard of, we had a tornado like 2 days ago here.
Yeah.
So
what?
Yeah, we had a tornado. Yeah, and when I tell you, I was
just getting hit.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy because like I was in my room here and I heard it. It's like a train was coming. I was like, do I need to jump into the tub? Like I'm like this has never happened here. I've never had that. I mean, on the East Coast of Virginia, yeah, for sure. But what here, I've never experienced
like a train. Like literally sounded like a train.
It's like a train was coming. And then the videotapes of the tornado touching down in Santa Cruz, which is like 30 minutes away from here.
So you thought his name Flaming Hot Cheeto? It'll give you a blowout, all right.
Yeah. Okay. You'll get in the end.
That's some dark. Why you got some dark stories today?
I know.
I try not to.
It's just a peek behind the veil of Michael.
Yeah. So you guys got a show coming up, and I'm going to act as the third, the honorary third luxurious.
Let's not say too much on camera.
Yeah. Okay.
But on camera.
But I do want to ask you guys a question because do you guys know who J. Cole is?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. So J. Cole, there's a current show of his coming up at the Madison Square Garden, and he's done something that's just blown the minds of everybody. Somebody probably already watching this knows what he's doing, but it's the celebration of his 10th anniversary album, Forest Hills Drive. He's offering 2014 tickets for $1.
That's crazy.
For a dollar.
Funny.
So I gotta ask you guys, like, I mean, let's say you guys start playing in huge places like that, Madison Square Gardens like that. Your tickets, like, look at ticket prices going up like crazy for absolutely everybody.
Yeah.
In Rogers Arenas here, there was Pink just recently. There's over in the River Creek Casino, you got Shania Twain, you got a bunch, and tickets are crazy, hundreds and hundreds, even up into the thousands just for front row seat and stuff like that.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Would you guys ever like look at that and be like, okay, yeah, we can make a bunch of money off of our show? Or would you guys be one of those people w'd be like, you know what, I want people to be able to come see this, so we're not.
You know what? I feel like I think we would probably, if me and Mark were consistent, you know, with Brent, I feel like we would be like, you know what, we want our name to be out there more, so absolutely we want people to come for the first couple of shows. Why not make it affordable for everybody to come? And then as you get popularity, then you can start charging those kind of prices. But I feel like a lot of times I think we're losing the value of what artistry is because people
that's what I was going to say.
So high where people can't even go, and then it's only the league can go. But then it's like if only the league can go, then how do you market? How do you make yourself a household name? You can't.
So my take on this is for me, like, people are going to pay for value, right? What you give them. And to me, I think also you also need to be paid what you're worth also. So to me, I feel like, yes, we do want to make sure you're affordable and have other people to be able to come and see the show. However, you have to think about the cost behind the scenes, the outfits, the electrical equipment, all people, right?
Your guys' show is
$1 million
a ticket. This is
the pleasure. No, but in general, like, think about the dancers, which we do it all. We dance and we do all we do and dance. But I mean, so pay us.
Your glitter's just literally going to be shards of diamonds in people's eyes.
but in general, we do want to make sure. I think when you have it so low, you also set a precedence of how much you're valued. You have to be careful with that. But that being said, I agree with Michael. I think you should have it affordable first, so people get to know who you are, get your name out there. Because even with us starting, like when we first started, of course we did shows for free, and we did for low money because, you know, no one didn't know who we were. We got our name out there, and then we started to get more popular. Then people we're thinking, oh, since they did for free that time, you can do it for free this time. Like, no.
So why do you think he's doing it for $1 then? Why do you think J. Cole? J. Cole's he is a household name. Like, people know who he is. So why do you think he's doing? And it's only 2014 tickets. Don't get me wrong. Madison Square Garden holds a lot more than that.
I can tell you why. I think it's because if you think about the last couple of years, 5 years or so, this things have happened where like music industry is dying off. Like,
for sure it is.
Weirdly, like think about Billboard charts and think about like those things don't almost mean nothing now. So like in order to become a household name, you have to be a household name. People have to be butts in seats to see you. It's like how it used to be, where you used to like, oh, this track is hot, so everybody used to buy it. And everybody used to go. We used to respect critics and actually buy it. Now it's like critics can say, oh, this is amazing, and then they become big busts. No one buys their music at all, right? So I feel like in order to really see the artistry, to respect you have to be there to see it. I think that is what's starting to happen.
I think it's creating public buzz, like Michael was saying, and also filling those seats, because the more seats you get in, the more eyes you get on that person. You may not be getting money then, but then later on, people will be, oh, who's this person? You'll be able to look up and get more. You know, oh, let me download this song. He's so cool. Then you're able to make revenue on the backside of things.
Yeah, so I can't imagine they're going to be upfront seats either. So
I bet. Yeah,
you get nosebleeds for the $1.
Probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a good story.
Okay. I like that one.
We're back at top.
So while we're talking, so let's get to know Lee a bit better. So Lee, tell us a bit about yourself. Tell the audience about like what you like.
Why you my best friend? Why you my best friend?
Oh, this is nice. This is nice. So I'm an entertainer through and through. That's where I come through in this world. But I had a life-changing event years and years and years ago, which broke me out of the executive world that I was in. Before that, I was in marketing, and I'm talking neuromarketing. So I worked with, for Canadians, they know Arlene Dickinson. For anyone who watched Dragons, then they understand the name. I worked with people like her. I actually worked with her on Toyota and Women's Hockey Canada. I worked with TELUS, Rogers, large telecommunications here in Canada and stuff like that, just in marketing programs, and experiential marketing is really what it's called. And that was the white picket fence dream. And my dream was shattered overnight, and I had no idea what to do. So as I was driving back to an event, one October, tears rolling down my face. I have no idea what's going on. It's the middle of the night. I'm driving this 5-ton truck. So I pull over, I pull out my phone, and I buy my first music festival ticket, and it was Shambhala music festival here in Canada. And this is the only music I've never been to a music festival in my life before this time. This was like 2016, 2017, something like that.
Mhm.
So fine, and this was in October. And Shambhala, what days is Shambhala usually? And it's not in October. It's like many months after that. So like I was thinking ahead of time, like, you know what, screw this, I'm gonna do something for myself. I'm just gonna go and enjoy myself at this music festival. And I went alone, and it was the weirdest thing because I had no idea what to do when I got there. I backpacked with a couple other people. They kicked me out because they got in on the VIP section, and then they dropped me in the middle of nowhere. And I thought, okay, cool, I'll have people to help me figure this out. But the volunteers there they're just like, yeah, go find a spot.
Yeah.
I had like this 10 by 10 like gazebo on my back. I had my tent, my groceries, like overpacked for Shambhala. I look like a character off of League of Legends, like, you know, the Wish.com version of a tank.
Yeah.
So just walking through the Teemu version.
Yeah, the Teemu version. Yeah. Anyway, so I finally got all set up. I found a Sham family there, and then I went to this one stage called the living room stage, and I just had this like blowout couch, and I was just chilling on this stage, and music was bumping. It was great, and all of a sudden, and I wasn't really dancing or anything, and all of a sudden, there's this guy off to the right of me, and he's just like moving, like, and he knows how to dance. And I was like, okay, I can't just sit here. This guy is like by himself. He's just dancing. You probably saw me from the freaking tower, and it's like, I'm not going.
No, actually, I didn't.
So if you guys haven't figured out, that guy was Mark. So I just got up and started dancing some moves too, and you Mark's just like literally over there.
A little dance off, a little bit of dance.
I see this guy. Yeah, we just had a little dance off back and forth. And then we just became great friends. And he's like, you know what, you got to meet my family, you got to meet my brother. We're out here in the back, and they introduced me to like some amazing people, the starters of this entire festival and everything like that. And then he's like, you got to meet my brother. You're gonna love my brother too. And I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, well, where do you live? I'm like, I live in Edmonton, Alberta. He's like, no way. My brother lives in Edmonton. Come back and meet, right? Little did we know, it's like, okay, that was cool enough as it was that we both lived in Edmonton. But it turns out that not only did we live in Edmonton, but we lived a 5-minute walk away from each other. So yeah, we like after that we became really, really close friends, and that was my entrance into my real entertainment value. I actually started jumping into acting onto that one as well, right? Because I mean, I love dancing, but I'm not as good as some people.
I mean, are the dance.
Some of us can't do it all.
Yeah.
I mean.
And you guys, I'll just let you guys start it off, and I'll just join in the background, and I'll just start.
But no, I have to say this though. In your story, there's something to be said about festival culture and about just I think the ability to give you space to be who you are. I love that where like wherever you are in the moment, you can be that, and you'll find people who will support you and who will.
I think also community. Actually, finding actual community people who are like-minded, who have the same like interests, and also people who want to see you succeed and see you move forward and wherever you are and support you. That is what I find like the most like loving and most like, you know, real life's not like that. We go to corporate world and work, people are competing for your spot, right? It's like I don't want to see you promoted because that means you'll be my boss.
Yeah.
When it's like we're all artists, we're all dancers. So I was like, oh, cool. How about we can work together, collaborate, and make something even more spectacular for both of us to succeed. That's just amazing.
Yeah, I would say that experience washed away the white collar. Like I didn't get into like I still have all those skills and stuff like that, but I don't really want to become an executive of somebody else's company anymore. Like I'd rather do my own thing, right? So
and you're so talented, you need to. The way your brain is operating. Like I've known Lee for a while, but his brain is so spectacular. If you guys have a chance to even talk with him, you'll be so amazed with how he knows.
That's why I got such a big forehead.
Hold on, no.
5 head, add that thumb, 5 head.
No. This is 6 finger. I got 6 going on.
Well, that's a great story, Lee. Like we're happy to have you.
We are happy to have you here.
You're the very first guest for the show, so really like we want to show him some love. So in the comments, you could just write Lee a little comment, say, hey, We appreciate you. So happy to have you on the show. We love that so much.
Yeah.
So Lee, one more thing, Lee. So tell us more about.
I have actually more. I have more news. I have more news.
Oh, you have more news? Oh, go ahead, bro.
Yeah. So let me ask you guys this. It's funny. What's one thing you wouldn't think would be taught in a Nunavut school? Like whether you wouldn't be taught in school, a random thing you think that you'd be taught. You wouldn't be taught in school.
In a Nunavut school?
Yeah.
I don't think
Nunavut school.
Nunavut.
He's corny, and he's corny on that too. Good.
A Nunavut school.
What was it you would not you would think you would not be taught in school? You would not be taught in school.
I would say like that's a hard question. I mean, because they already teach sex in school already. I would say I don't know, like I maybe a different religion. Like I would say like
I got you. So what you would be taught is how to punch and kick, but not just people. How to punch and kick a polar bear in the nose. Because you know why? They're polar bear attacks. Polar bears attack. They're going crazy up in there. They kill people. They killed like 2 people in Nunavut, and now they're teaching people how to fight the bears, polar bears. That's
wow.
All I want to know is I want to know the backup story. I fought a polar bear and I lived. I don't think there is one yet. So yeah, I punched it in the nose.
All right. So Canadian workers. It says a Canadian worker was killed by 2 polar bears near a remote defense station in Canada's northern Nunavut.
Remote defense. So this is a man who already knew how to fight.
But they're saying that the kids are teaching each other. You know what? If you see a polar bear, punch it in the nose, so does it attack?
Oh yeah, if you can get that close to a polar bear, I don't care where you punching it. You're not living.
Why would you run? Yeah, but don't. I'm not let you get right here. I don't do.
Yeah, I would never let you that close.
If its nose is that close to you that you can reach and punch it, its claws are probably close enough too.
That's all.
Yeah, and his mouth, he eat you.
Yeah, you go to punch it in the nose, come back, you're just
no arm.
Oh my god!
He got a huge turkey leg in his hand. Just eating your arm.
Exactly.
Punch a polar bear in the nose.
All right, I got one more, but do you have any more stories?
I got something for you guys. Okay, it's a total tabloid thing. Thing. Okay,
go for it.
Oh, okay. So do people know you guys are gay? Just checking.
No.
You guys found it out?
No. Did they know you are?
No. You guys know who Millie Bobby Brown is, right? Millie Bobby Brown?
Yes.
Okay, and you guys know the Noah Schnapp story between Millie Bobby Brown and Noah Schnapp? You ever hear this?
Okay.
No.
So here's the tabloid. Noah Schnapp shares that Millie Bobby Brown has repeatedly joked about setting him on fire and calling him an LGBTQ.
That's ridiculous and funny. Because we know she's a mean. She's mean by it.
Ours calls the BOT.
LGBLANW.
BLTG.
It's funny.
It's total bullshit. Like none of that. Like it's all tabloid bullshit.
It's not real.
Yeah, it's not real at all. It's total
That's
bullshit.
hilarious. They've
never made those jokes. They've never shared that whatsoever. But I have never heard of LGBTQ before in my life.
Funny.
That's
and I'm
hilarious.
sorry, but I laughed hard.
But you like the BLT. It's how you work.
BLTQ. Who is it? BLTDQ or something like that?
BLTQA something.
LGBTQIA. LGBTQIA. Yeah.
QIA. So it's fine.
Plus.
Yeah. So you don't have any more stories, do you, Mark?
I'm good.
Okay, so I want this back in your backyard.
Are we going dark again? We're going dark.
A San Francisco jury convicted a tech entrepreneur on charges of second-degree murder in the stabbing of death of Bobby Lee, the founder of mobile payment service Cash App.
What?
Oh yeah. That was a while back. That was like last year.
40 faced a sentence of 15 years to life in prison for killing Mr. Lee. 43 was killed early morning hours on April 4th, 2023.
That was last year.
Yeah, but he convicted recently.
Oh, he convicted this year.
Recently.
Yeah, it was a huge story.
Murder?
It took about a year.
Yeah, it was a huge story because it happened not too far from I have a friend that lives nearby that area, and it was a huge story because it was definitely there was some inside job happening within the company where this person killed the CEO. I think it's important to know that coming to our to 2025, I think what we need the CEOs to know of these companies, especially medical companies and other companies, is that, you know, when people, as long as you're treating your people right, you should have no fear of where you're going. But it's like, if you know you're being corrupt and you're not taking care of your other people who are actually the foundation of your company, or even employers actually have to buy into your company, you know, you may be in danger. And it's sad to say that. Like, I know for me, I would never attack anyone or anything like that, but who's to say the next person who actually has to get, for example, people who are, and then like we said this last time we were on video, who say someone actually needs a medical procedure and they can't get it and they've been in pain for 2-3 years. If you're in pain for 2-3 years, you know how that feels in your body. So like, if I see you in the street and you deny my claim, what do you think's going to happen? Like, I think we need to be more understanding.
Luigi, the guy who you know, the guy who killed the healthcare CEO, that he actually had chronic pain, and that's why that happened, because he was trying to get some assistance for surgery and stuff, allegedly, and none of that stuff worked or happened. So back in the day, we used to think, you know, you can't be touched. Now you're not untouchable. So things like, people think they're untouchable, you're not untouchable. So do the right thing, have some integrity, and do the right thing when you need to, because you don't want that to come back at you.
We live in a world of meme control now. It's literally, it's not media control anymore. It's meme control, because people will follow the memes. Like, there's I believe Musk spoke out against it, saying that we shouldn't be killing CEOs, blah, 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 whatever he said. But like, the first thing that happened was just a slew of memes. And I remember it being the Simpsons one, where you have the two workers there, where it just shows Musk and it has his caption of what he said. And the next scene is the two Simpsons workers. And you're like, what did he say? I don't know. Something about him wanting to be next. Like,
oh wow,
so bad.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing, is it's like, it's the thing is, that's meme control, it's mob control.
It is.
Think about Gladiator, for instance, right? They said the best thing. They know what Rome is. Rome is the mob. And that's just what we are. Is in Canada, the United States, South America, and all the Americas, that's what we are. Is we are a mob. And if you know how to control us, it's over. I don't care who you are, how much money you've got. We have mass. That's it.
So you're saying we're lemmings? We're lemmings.
100% there. You gotta have free thinking. You gotta be something different.
No, but I don't know if you guys know this, but after that happened, there were posts of, you know, the murder of the CEO for United Health. There was a the unaliving of the person of United Health. There was a posters all over of other CEOs saying you're next, of different healthcare all over New York. So I mean, just saying,
everyone just like be mindful and honestly show your love and respect if you can, and send love out to people who need love. That's all I'm gonna say.
And remember the golden rule: treat others like you want to be treated.
Platinum. Treat people better than you treat yourself. These are platinum rules. That's better than
leave it better than you found it.
Exactly. Did you want to go over this thing here or no?
Sure. Yeah. Let's speak about dancing. You guys want to see my dancing ability? So you may not have seen this yet, Mark.
You would love that.
I am an up and coming actor here in Edmonton. So I actually have 2 auditions today for a couple of companies, and I recently actually locked down one for an energy company here in Canada called Direct Energy. So they have a campaign going around that's more direct. That's their campaign slogan, is more direct, because their name is Direct Energy. They just want to cut all the fluff and go direct to the source, kind of thing. Like, let's be more direct instead of, oh, what are my plans? So here's one of their ads that I got to be a part of.
We've used a new feature. Yay!
Here we go.
On over here, and we're just going to play this on up.
Not yet. I love that.
Everyone's just watching.
It's great.
That's 200-word essay in 10 minutes.
That's hilarious. So let me say this: that those are the same moves that got you beat in our dance off when we first met.
Yeah, the exact same moves, actually. Yeah,
exactly.
If everyone wants a playback, that's what it looks like from a lot.
Well, let's congratulate Lee. Congratulations.
That's such a good job.
I love these campaigns.
That's so good. Oh my God.
My friend on the screen, like that's my friend.
Yeah.
I'm all out. That's my friend.
Yes.
I know that guy. I know that guy.
Yes.
Yeah. So before we end, we'll go into our anime corner. We always talk about anime.
Oh yes, for sure.
Shows that we're watching and popular. So Lee's here, which is great because
Yes.
we are watching actually Junji Ito. We're watching that.
Oh yes, Uzumaki.
So we're actually gonna have a Junji Ito night. We watch the clips and stuff of his manga. So Lee, tell me about your first experience with I think what was it called? We were watching Spiral. What was it called? What we were watching, Mark? The one we were watching? What's the name of the one we were watching? The name of the one we were
Spiral.
watching. The Spiral.
Oh, the Spiral. Yeah, the Spiral.
No, it's called
Uzumaki.
Uzumaki. So yeah, that's about
spiraling into horror.
Yeah. So what was? I want to know because the first time you ever seen it, what did you think about it?
Oh, we're an 18+ show, right? Is that okay?
I went to class.
Yeah, that was fucked up. Like that was fucked up. Like that was mess, man. Like for it was messed up. Like I didn't like you're sitting there watching it, and it's not like general because it's more it's not anime. Kind of
specifically
it's
the horror manga. It's horror manga.
Yeah. So it was like a manga look to it too, and I'm like, you're glued onto it right from the very beginning. They waste no time getting into it, and it's just messed from the start. I still have yet to watch the last two, and I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, I don't even know if I want to because like.
So let me ask you, what draws you in? What draws you into watching it?
Storytelling. It is the storytelling. Like they don't. Like you get way too much now. Nowadays, it's all about so boom, Gladiator, perfect example. I know it's not animated, but it's good to give the difference here, right? The first Gladiator was a lot of practical effects, right? So they didn't use a lot of computer generation. They didn't use a lot of that kind of stuff. It was a lot of practical effects that made it feel real. The storytelling behind it it led into it, which was really great. And then you get the second Gladiator, which both are historically inaccurate anyways. So yeah. But like you get the second one and it's all just CG and it's just trying to blow up the system. Like the acting was great inside of it, but the storytelling just lost me. I was so bored of the second one immediately.
Yeah.
But with Uzumaki, like they did not waste any time getting into the story. Tension. Okay. In acting, when they talk about how to be a good actor or even in improv and stuff, they say you need to raise the stakes, constantly be raising the stakes. It needs to get more and more and more. Like it's the same thing like YouTube artists, like the look at all the eaters in YouTube. If you actually follow along with them, most of them die.
Yeah,
why?
You gotta raise the stakes. You gotta raise
because they keep
more.
Raise the stakes.
Raise this. Raise.
But like that's what they did. Is right from the very beginning. It wasn't a slow start. It was like straight into it. It was awkward tension right off the bat, and then they just kept making it weirder and weirder, but not in a way that didn't make sense. It was just like. You just didn't expect that weird to come through, and it comes through so well because the story follows along.
It's like an uncomfortable weird.
They make you. It's uncomfortable. But it makes you sit in it. You sit. You gotta sit.
It's like a horrible train wreck. You can't look away. You're just like, oh my god.
And you're like. And it's almost like when you're in that scene where it's uncomfortable, you're like, oh my gosh, should I be even experiencing this feeling? And then
it's worse.
It's like just go on to the next point. It's like it doesn't really explain, it just goes to the next point.
Yeah. So Mark, are you watching are you watching any anime, anything new right now?
Anything new? I'm still waiting for the new JJK to come out. Jujutsu Kaisen to come out. So not yet. I'm also waiting for I know that I've been reading the Hunter x Hunter mangas, which are really amazing. Like I'm kind of going through that. I know that unfortunately the writer he's actually in the hospital now. He's having surgery. So
he's back and forth. Like, if you guys don't know, the writer for Hunter x Hunter and the writer for manga writer for Sailor Moon, they're married. So like they're like royalty. They're like manga royalty, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah. So imagine you're sitting having dinner and you're like, oh honey, your story development. So, oh, you do it. No, you need to do that. Imagine like they're that way up there.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Have sort of the same craft
I can understand why I was glued to Hunter x Hunter then.
It's really good. It's really good.
It's such a good story.
He also wrote Yu Yu Hakusho too. That's all him.
Yes.
Okay. That's really good. Okay. So what I'm watching, which I told you guys, you don't sleep on that. So I'm saying, like I said last week, you need to watch Daima, Dragon Ball Z. It's really good.
Yes, Daima.
It's so good. So it's like if you watch the original Dragon Ball, it gives you the feeling of a fresh new story. Which I said what I like about this is before kind of anime, they kind of build on the great grandfather, grandfather, grandson. All it gets kind of convoluted. And you're like, okay, it's 2 characters. I can't take it anymore. But the fact that they made them kids again, made the adults kids again, and starting over, it's such an interesting story. It's so fascinating. And then like they're only focusing on 5 characters or just a few characters instead of everybody. It's so good. So
that's good.
If you watch it, please watch it. It's good. It's actually really good.
Want to look at it.
Yes. So I think we're reaching the end of our show. I think
we're almost there. So, but before we leave, though, I have to recommend first come out to our show. That's can you tell me our next our next event?
Yes. So we have a show coming this Saturday. We're playing at the Mutart. It might be all sold out, but if you get a chance to check it out, you can. It's a really, really intentional music event. So basically, we're gonna have a chocolate ceremony. They're gonna have some meditation, and we are the headliners. We're playing DJing for that, and I'm gonna be trying some new things to entertain. So if you get a chance to check it out, please check it out. And also, my brother has his set.
Yes,
that actually is online right now. It's online. You guys can listen to it. You can play it, bump it in your Jeeps. It's really good. It's really good.
The Music Vibes set. You check it out. Music Vibes 2024. It's Party Vibes 2024. Check it out. It's an amazing set. It's a set I did for. I was hired on to play at a mansion, and I took part of that set and put it into this set. So I want you guys, and the person who knows who they are, shout out to Alex After Hours. He's the guy that actually who helped kind of push momentum to actually have me do this. So yeah, I did it, and I'm also just check us out. Hit us up on all our social media.
Special shout out to our online netizens. We love you guys so much. Our diamond netizens, we love you guys so much. That's what we call our people who love us for diamond netizens, the diamonds, right? Yes. So we want to say thank you so much for joining us for the show tonight. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You can contact us to do private messaging. You can call me. You can string 2 cans on the phone. Just reach out to us. Leave comments.
You can open your door. You're outside.
Train a pigeon.
Whatever you got to do. But make sure I will give you a moment to like our stuff. It's so important you share. Please share so much. That's it for tonight. Well, thank you, our special guest, Lee.
Thank you, Lee, for coming.
And my brother, my co-host, brother, Mark Johnson, so much.
Of course, Mike.
Thank you guys so much for tonight, and we hope you have a good night, okay?
Good night, everybody.
Everybody, bye.